Welcome back, everybody. Honestly, I feel like this has been done. Probably. But we got something different today. I picked 10 random BookTok books. Not even like BookTok books from like right now. Because I have to admit, I'm not in a mix. These days, I'm not in a mix. I don't have time. And I feel like my TikTok For You page is a whole mix, like a big mix of everything. And once upon a time, it was like almost exclusively just books. So, you know. But yeah, I chose what I believe are, honestly, one I'm not sure about. But it is what it is. 10 BookTok books. And we will judge them off their first line only. What I do have to say is I did not read any of those. So you will be probably... I think you will be a little like shook to see those books knowing I haven't read them yet, because I am shook. But yeah, let's start. Do we go through all of the books first and then read? Probably. Okay, so we have The Song of Achilles, which honestly when it came out I was kind of like I don't know, and then everybody loved it and I was like, okay, I should read that probably, I will like that. And then I got it, and then I didn't read it, and it's probably been like 2 years. Yeah. Then we have The Secret History, which also has been specifically, honestly, we can just like take the second one in as well, is If We Were Villains. And I feel like this is like peak autumn book vibes, and I feel like everyone's read it, specifically last autumn, and I think maybe the one before that even. Yeah, I didn't. I bought them. Been on the stack ever since. So, you know, we will judge those hard. Then we have something where I'm like, I don't really know. It's also kind of like two. We have The Love Hypothesis, and then we have The Hating Game, which, number one, I hate this copy because it's like so weird and small, like odd sized. However, everybody loved those, so I got them with a bunch of other books. So I didn't read those, but a lot of others. And then everyone kind of started hating them. I mean, not everyone, but like a lot of people. And the movie came out for this one, and everyone was like, that was atrocious. And so I'm kind of like a little like put off to reading them, you know. And there's like definitely books in my collection where I'm like, I would love to read them more than this right now. But we will judge hard anyway, and at some point in life, hopefully, I'll read those anyway. Then we have Convenience Store Woman, which honestly, it's not that thick. I should have just read it by now, but I keep like pushing it back because I feel like it's not like my go-to kind of book. And so even though it's like a slim little one, I feel like it's gonna not be hard to read, as in like I'm illiterate, I can't read, but like in a sense of like it's not my go-to thing, and so getting into that style might be like taking a bit of like extra time. So yeah, but it's high up on my list, I have to say. Then we have Funny You Should Ask, which I love the cover still. That was like the main point, not even the storyline, I don't even remember. I think she's doing an interview or something, and he's like her celebrity crush, and then they fall in love, I think. But I've always loved the cover. That is what caught my attention initially, and then I was kind of like, okay, celebrity crush, I see you. So I got it, and then it went on the shelf. Haven't read it, so you know. Then the next one, I talked about this multiple times, haven't read it still. Icebreaker. I feel like we don't really have to talk about this. I will probably read this just to see how horrible it is. I feel like there was a small wave of people where it was like, oh my god, that is so great, that's so cute, wow, 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 sports romance. And then very quickly after that, a big wave of people followed where it was kind of like, that is a bit odd, you know, like there's a lot of stuff going on. And funnily enough, I think I told the story before, my best friend, who's definitely not into romance books like this, like generally, but not like this, has read this. I don't know what happened there. And since then, she's been like, you have to read this. I have to talk about this with someone. And then I was like, I'll read it soon. And then I didn't because I forgot about it. And also there was more interesting books. And I'm a little bit scared after like a lot of TikTok reviews and like people being like, I get the point where it's like, maybe that's a bit cute, but it's also like a bit weird maybe. I'm kind of like, do I want to read this? Do I want to spend my time on this? I don't know. But probably, just to know what it's about, I will do it at some point because I'm a nosy little bitch. So that's that. And then the last two is Punk 57. Is it 57? Yeah. Which I feel like back in the day, everybody was reading this and was like, wow. And then people clicked back into reality and it was kind of like, that's a bit weird. And also, I feel like there's very, very different opinions about like Penelope Douglas's books in general. Like, I know people that love her books, and then I know people where it's like, what the fuck? And then there's people in between where it's kind of like, yeah, parts of it are kind of cute, but like, I don't really know. And so I don't think I've ever like ever read one of her books, not that I remember anyway. And I got this while it was still like trending and everybody was in love, and then people read it and were kind of like, what the fuck is going on? And so I kind of like pushed it to the side ever since. I was kind of like, yeah, no, but we will still judge. And then I have, which is a shame, Shatter Me, which honestly reminds me of Medita. If you know her, you know. And it's kind of like a thing of, I would probably like it, but it's a series, so it's a big commitment, and I only have the first book to like see if I would probably like it. And I'm pretty sure I would, but it's too much of a commitment for me right now. Like generally, not just this series, but like a series. So we'll just have to wait another couple years probably. We'll see how it goes. You guys will know if I read this. So those are the books. Honestly, I just have like one random stack now, and we just, you know, we do it like backwards kind of. So we just read the first line. Now you will see my like first grader reading skills, and then we will judge that. If I like apart from what I know about the book, we will like delete that knowledge out of my brain and just pretend I picked that up for the first time, read the first line, and then I will judge if I would read that, or like get it or not, kind of thing. First line, I've been locked up for 264 days. Honestly, this is like probably like right in the middle. Probably like a 5 or 6 out of 10. Because like if I knew nothing about this, I would be like, that's a bit boring, but also a bit intrigued. Like, why are you locked up? And if it's been that long, how much longer will you be locked up? So it's kind of like a little intriguing, but I think it wouldn't be like the first book I would want to pick up. Alrighty guys, sorry, that was the door. Moving on. I don't know if my last sentence got cut off, but yeah. Honestly, a little intrigued, but not like, oh my god, that is the best thing I've ever read. Like, just off the first line. So we'll see how it goes. Next one, Punk 57. We looked for the first page. Oh, there's a playlist in there. I forgot about that. And then we go for the first line, which is, Dear Misha, so have I ever told you my secret shame? Honestly, kind of the same situation. The thing is, we don't know who Misha is. So it's kind of like a thing of like, do we really care if he knows? And with that, if we know. But I am intrigued, I have to say. So honestly, I would probably rank this like a 5 out of 10 and this like a 6 out of 10. Because it's like both in the middle, but I feel like this intrigued me a little bit more. Because I feel like this was like a very neutral thing. Because it was like, I have been locked up. So you're kind of like, why? You know. And this is like We have names thrown around in the first sentence, and I could not care less. So yeah, honestly 6.5. Moving on, icebreaker. Honestly, I feel like honestly I might have listened to the first bit of the audiobook also to fall asleep, and I did fall asleep. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Again, Anastasia. That is the first sentence. Honestly, just off that line, don't care. The thing is, if we look at the next one, it's if I hear the words again and Anastasia together in a sentence one more time, it might be the thing that finally tips me over the edge. Still not intrigued. 3 out of 10. Next one, funny you should ask. Let's look for the very first page. Do we count the prologue? Probably not. We start with the real shit. So we have Gabe Parker is shoeless, shirtless, and holding a puppy, which is very odd, I would say. Didn't expect that to be the first line. However, I am intrigued. Like, I am intrigued who the hell is Gabe? And what does shoe and shirtless have to do with a puppy? 6 out of 10. Honestly, probably 7 out of 10. Because the shoe and puppy thing is very weird. This is more, honestly, I feel like this is more intriguing in a way than this. Because this is just like, I've been locked up. So it's a thing of like, why and where and how long. But this is like, who's Dave? Gabe? What the fuck is his name? Gabe? Who's Gabe? Why is he shirted and shoeless? Is he bottomless? We don't know. And what does that have to do with a puppy? Where's the puppy coming from? Who's puppy? So, 7 out of 10. Convenience store woman. Honestly, no idea what is gonna be in here. We'll see how it goes. A convenience store is a world of sound. It's a no for me. It's a no for me. The thing is, it's not wrong, but I feel like it doesn't catch my attention. I would just like, probably, just like I did now, I would read this and be like, true. Done, you know. Honestly, I don't know, probably like a 4 out of 10. Doesn't really grab my attention, but it's true. Like, I would agree, but like, I don't know. So we go with this. Next one is the hating game. Do we have to play the hating game and like hate this book? We will see. I have a theory. I have a lot of theories as well. Welcome to the club. No. I have a theory. You know, valid first line, but like, is it intriguing? No. Does everyone kind of have a theory to something? Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's a 3. Let's move on. Love hypothesis. Honestly, kind of excited for that one. I'm not gonna lie. We skipped the prologue as well. This does not count in our first line thing. So, okay, the thing is we have the hypothesis on top, but I'll skip that as well. I'll just go for the first line. In Olive's defense, the man didn't seem to mind the kiss too much. Honestly, I mean, I don't know how much is gonna be told in the prologue, but I feel like that's a valid first line. I mean, I would be a little bit confused as to who's Olive, who's the man, and why are they kissing, especially because it's like the man and not like his name, or like her boyfriend or her man or friend or her co-worker, or like, we don't really have insight on who the man is. Didn't seem to mind kissing too much is kind of giving he did not approve, kind of overstepping boundaries. Don't know about that one. But I am intrigued on what the hell was going on. So this is probably gonna be like, I don't know, like a 5 or 6 out of 10. I'm like very judgy today. Usually, you know, like my 5-star reads is kind of like, did I like the book? Did I finish it and loved it? Yeah, 5 stars. Like, I'm not even like critical with this. Usually, like, you know, the ranking. But this, if I can judge, I'll judge hard. So, yeah, moving on. If we were villains, we will look for the first line. We will skip the prologue as always. How long is the goddamn part? Oh, scene 2. Oh, I've skipped too far. I've skipped too far. Is that the part? Yeah, okay, scene 1, I guess, will be the first line. The time, September 1997, my 4th and final year at Delacour Classical Conservatory. Bit boring. I'm intrigued as to why the time and everything will be important. Neutral, 5 out of 10. Secret History of Donna Tartt. No, The Secret History. Not of Donna Tartt. Anyway, moving on. First line. Let's hope there will not be a prologue. Probably is. There we go. Book 1. Let's start. First chapter. Does such a thing as the fatal flaw, that showy dark crack running down the middle of a life, exist outside literature? Honestly, I get it, but the way that sentence, like, the structure of the sentence gives me the thing of like, I'll have a headache while reading this. Kind of. Which sounds like I'm very stupid. Maybe I am. But it's honestly, which is like, this is not the point of this book, but I've stopped reading fantasy books, which has nothing to do with this book, by the way, but the fact that this was kind of like mental acrobatics reading that, which was mental acrobatics mainly because I was like trying to read like a normal person, so it was kind of like performance anxiety. However, I stopped reading fantasy books because I want to read and have fun and don't want to spend like all the time of the book like reading like the full time being like, what the fuck is going on, what is the world looking like, whatever, and have like a headache remembering all the terms and conditions of like the fantasy world. And so I just like stopped, and I feel like maybe, I mean, I don't remember what this is about, if I'm very honest, but I feel like this might be a headache. So honestly, I mean, I do appreciate like not super boring writing, so it's probably like a 5.5, 5.6. No, 5.5 or 6 out of 10. Because it's like, it's mental acrobatics maybe, but I do appreciate that sometimes. Will that make me want to read it more? Probably not. And then we have the last one, The Song of Achilles, which honestly, I feel like it's been so long since that has been trending. I don't remember anything about it. So let's see how it goes. My father was a king and the son of kings. My father was yeah, oh, that was the yeah was very German. Yeah, honestly, 5 out of 10 probably. I don't know why I judged so hard. I think I was hoping for something groundbreaking within the first, like after the first like 2 or 3 books, and so I like tried to keep it low. And now I'm like a bit of, everything is kind of like a between like 3 and 7. Very mid. But it is what it is. You know, we judged, and we judged hard as always. So that was that. But yeah, maybe honestly, I'm not even gonna tell you to like go pick up a random book, read the first sentence, but like maybe you have a book that you read where you remember very vividly the first line and like your reaction, or you don't even remember the line, but you like remember having a big reaction to it, like just the first line, because it was kind of like, what the fuck. in whatever kind of way, be it positive or negative. If you have had one of those moments, let me know, the book and the line maybe. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.